Hi everyone and welcome to Module 2. Let me show you what's happening with that one. Okay, um, we've got the calendar here. The main work that I think you're going to find for this module is the language piece. So we have section 2 from this. And again, I'm sorry we weren't able to get this as a whole packet for you. Instead, you're going to have to kind of print section by section. So this chapter here is from the Green Book, and you can use it as a reference. You might want to kind of have it open while you're working on this here. This is quite a long section, so look through it. Don't leave it to the last minute, but you do have all week to do that. Next is your choices that I talked about last week. You can do this curriculum comparison activity, or you can try something on your classroom. And obviously most of you are on spring break, so you can do that next week. And the time things with these, I'm not that worried about. And so say, for example, you plan on doing something in your classroom and then it's not going to work and you want to do this, that will be fine too. I do say here, let me know if you're doing this one so I can group you. Again, it's not that important. I will show you below what I mean by that. Okay, you're going to do another few tasks with this teaching learning cycle assignment, and I will show you what that looks like below. Okay, so there's that book there. Here is your curriculum comparison assignment. You click on here, it's a wiki. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at two pieces of curriculum. And I need to attach them for you, it looks like it. So I will attach them. One is called Greek and Goddesses, and one is called Feudal England. And what I want you to do is look at both, and you're going to compare them by these measures. So this will work ideally for sort of two people or even one person to kind of do this table. And so if there's a lot of you doing this, let me know and we'll make multiple pages. So you can just email me with that. And again, I'll put up the curriculum here for you to do. So that's that one. The other one is to try something out in your classroom. And this is going to link you to a blog where you can create blog entry. And then you can upload an artifact and a little reflection on that. And again, as I mentioned, this is for kind of curriculum sharing, running ideas, that kind of thing. Back to the teaching learning cycle. So I was just I don't think I told you this, but I was just at a conference in Chicago, and I went it was on applied linguistics, and there was a group on, an SFL group, and they shared research, they talked about things. It was really great for me to connect with Americans, or all Americans, because a lot of the stuff I think I mentioned that I've been reading and thinking about is all coming from Australia. So they gave me an idea that the things that you should be working on should be really things that you really want to work on. So unit of study. So instead of just doing this project to do the project, it's going to work the best if there's actually something that you have taught or want to teach, and we'll make it work kind of with that. So for some of you, you might want to change your mind on what your original plan was. I'm waiting back to hear from a few of you, and then I'm going to put you in groups. And once you're in groups, I'll explain more about how that's going to work. But some of you might want to get thinking and planning. So here are the tasks. There's two of them. One is to, again, what are your goals for the unit? And these don't have to be language goals. These are just general goals. But do think about the student work outcome. And be flexible here. This doesn't necessarily have to be a piece of writing. It can be other things here. It can be a performance. It could be a mock, like oral argument. It could be something that they're reading. There'll be like a little chart for you to fill out on this. Next is to find and assemble mentor texts. So these are going to be the models of the outcome. So if you're doing these, then that needs to look a little bit more creative. So if you're doing a mock argument, then the outcome is probably going to be, a written preparation of that argument. For example, a performance, maybe there's a video. And And your mentor texts need to match the genre that you want your students to create this piece of work. Um, and let's see where to get these. They can be published work, they can be from textbooks, they can be student work from previous years, or in a lot of cases, you might need to write your own. You're going to think about the social purpose. You're going to post these on your, there'll be a wiki, again, there'll be a group wiki that you're going to post those for. Okay, one other thing here is I mentioned this shadow text. So this shadow text is a really good way to really study a genre and also to really look at the language and to create mentor text. So I've given you an example here of what a student did last year, and you can kind of have a look at that, and you can ask me questions too. All right, planning ahead. Originally I was going to do a discussion in Module 3. We're actually going to do that in Module 4 because there's a lot of things I want to do in our face-to-face class, and this discussion will work really well online. So what some of you might want to get going ahead on the reading though. So you're going to read 2 articles. The discussion will open on Saturday, probably Friday. And so there's 2 different groups of articles. It just depends on what you're interested in, where you see that you want to, again, where your interest is. We'll make the discussion work no matter what you read. This first one are how-to articles. So if you really want to read about kind of how to implement things, like the cat and dog piece you read last week, that was kind of what I would call a how-to. These are some of the people that I saw in the conference. So these are research articles done in America where teachers and researchers have collaborated together to implement something related to SFL pedagogy. There's one actually, many of you read last for 605A, but I don't think you discussed it. So if you want to have that count as one of your things, absolutely do it. It's a great article. I met with this woman, Meg Gebhard, over the weekend. And then there's a big book that's come out, all on research in SFL from a critical perspective, which is kind of a nice American slant. I have the whole book here, but the 2 chapters that you can choose from, or that I'm going to be reading too, are this one here and this one here. And you can go to the table of contents and be taken right to them. So I think that is everything. Let me know if you have questions, and go ahead and get started on Module 2.